So in a very short space of time, we have seen that difference of quick ball movements, players understanding the spaces they occupy, and every action ends off with a shot on goal. If not, the ball retention continues from side to side. So that's immediately what we've picked up from Orlando Pirates last season to this season.
Actually, pretty similar to what Coach Mohafi was saying, was they were ready for a lot of things, just not the movement today from Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Orlando Pirates of last season really heavily relied on the likes of Mufukeng to be on the wide areas, the likes of Dermot as well. This time around, they've got a lot of ball players who are comfortable in the ball, and rightfully so, like Stanton says, the coach wants them to be close to one another. The internal distances, I thought at some point I was very uncomfortable because they were just too close. But when you see the gradual transgression into the opposition's half, you can see that they really move in numbers.
There was a bit of a photo finish in terms of the decision on who would be the man of the match in this one. Sihle Nduli had his hand way up, also Rapolis shading that decision. What did you think, Amanda, about Sihle, his involvement in the opening goal and his performance today?
Typical kind of number 6, a guy that would really get into the thick of things with tackles. He really does read the game very well, but also that loose ball, I think for me, he cleans up very well, sweeping just in front of the back four. But I guess also that just the final pass, his vision and ability to give you the range.
Been such a close vote between Apollos and Sihle Nduli today?
Because in Nduli, Apollo scoring and creating and being brought down for the penalty, that's a massive added to the result. But in terms of controlling the tempo, in terms of, you see his leadership, I'm speaking about Nduli now, of the spaces, the understanding with allowing Mbule to dictate, knowing when to drop deep and collect with the defenders, when to stay away and allow Mbule to do that, how he commands and speaks to the players in front of him as well. So I think the overall contribution, tactically, Nduli would have taken it for me, but it's the finer details and being an attacking player alongside my striker, yeah. When you score, and that is the result that gives you the progression to the next stage, we're gonna lean towards the goal scorer.
Guys, I come with an assist and I come with a goal if I'm also the Apollos, and I'm not coming away with the 8,000 rand to take home, which he said. He's taking it straight home, and here he is celebrating that. The second of the goals is where we talk about the assist, right? He wins the penalty. He's too much to deal with Amanda in the box.
Yeah, the movements, the mobility as well, the understanding, the quick interchange of positions. You find that Radiopane on the other end, Apollos having the free way to just invade the opposition's half, and it's good because it makes the team very unpredictable.
Coach Mohafi calling this the sucker punch. Maybe he meant the killer punch. Did this end the day for them?
It certainly did. But if you look at the stats, you got to give it to Polokwane because as we see the physicality causing them to concede. They were very physical today. They came here today to say we're going to kick these boys off the field. They were tight. But I tell you what, because Orlando Pirates moved that ball so quickly, they never gave them an opportunity to get close. The physicality shows in the stats. 7 yellow cards, 4 for Polokwane, 3 for Orlando Pirates.
Travis Scott finding the back of the net. That's the nickname that he came back from Spain with the brand new hairstyle. This is what they're calling him now.
Yeah, of course. I saw the insights on some of your profiles on Instagram, and I thought maybe it's because of the music, but of course, I guess it's the hairstyle.
He's putting together a new hairstyle, loves the music as well, and we are seeing, apart from the fact that he finds the net from the penalty spot when needed, maybe more energy from Tito Maswangani.
Yeah, I think it's expected of him. You have 2 people around him that's midfield people you're still trying to get a bit of chemistry with. He has to show that leadership. He's been one of the players who's been in the squad for a bit. So I think very much mature in the sense that he's now really looking like a player who's quite re-energized.
The engine seems to have found more horsepower. Here he picks the spot and finds the back of the net, 2-0.
I think everybody was expecting something extravagant, maybe a Penenka. Follow my eyes, but anyway.
He only does that in finals, man.
The pressure wasn't that much today, you know what I'm saying? But business-like performance from Masongani today. I love the fact that there was a work rate about him today. Very often we've seen last season where he's a bit out of the game, he'll drop deep just to get a touch on the ball. Today he was chasing down, he was making a lot of movements, he looks hungry, and a hungry Maswanganye can just add hundreds and hundreds of energy notes for this Orlando Pirates side.
Well, let's take a look at what the numbers tell us after 90 minutes of football here at the Orlando Stadium. And those numbers look like this. They say Pirates had 8 attempts on goal, 4 on target, 2 of them in the net, 1 from the penalty spot. On the other side, the kind of reading that makes you think, how is the season going to be different for Coach Futhi Mahafe, where they struggled to score last season and in this encounter struggled to create opportunities.
Yeah, and I think they were a couple of shots on target, just one in the 90 minutes. They didn't really pose that much of a threat. The physicality, like Stetson was saying, 21 to 15 fouls recorded. But I think for me, those corners, they were comfortable to sit and really prey on the counter, and I thought they executed that really well without the result.
They actually had more corners than Pirates today.
Yeah.
And that is something that if you're going to do it, then you have to make them count.
Yeah, I think the coach mentioned to you, Thomas, when we were chatting to him, to say there's injuries that will be coming back. There's a few signings that we're making.
Rudy's one of them, Chauke is another one up front. They are some quality players that weren't here today for Polokwane City.
And they will be strengthened, and you can see that they have an energy about them. They're willing to fight, and I don't think we should judge them on this performance. They came up today against a better side in Orlando Pirates, but make no mistake, this Polokwane City will be difficult to beat.
What's coming up next as far as the MTN8 is concerned? Well, right next is this match, and that game is the one that sees Kukuni United against TS Galaxy. Massively exciting encounter to look forward to there, Amanda.
Yeah, no, of course. I think Kukune really made impressions, but of course TS Galaxy as well. It becomes very unpredictable, really, to know who. There's no ways.
Which way do you see that one going? One of them has to go through. Go for that.
I think I'll go for TS Galaxy.
Galaxy to come through that encounter?
Yeah, it's going to be tough though. Maybe extra time.
Yeah. I mean, they have seen some quality leave the club at TS Galaxy. None more than Zaimovic, who was so deadly in front of the net.
Yeah, it looks like Galaxy's just trying to reconcile the situation, whereas Kukuni on the other end have been making a lot of signings, including a fresh start for Eric Tinker.
So am I hearing you disagree with Amanda?
I am.
There's a disagreement there. And that's